All right, so today's deep dive is taking us into the world of insulin resistance,
Oh, yeah.
but with a twist.
Okay.
You sent over some research on dolphins,
Yeah.
and it turns out they might just hold a surprising piece of the puzzle when it
Yeah.
comes to our metabolic health.
It is surprising. We're specifically looking at a YouTube interview with Dr. Venn-Watson,
Okay.
a veterinary epidemiologist who made a fascinating discovery
Okay.
while studying aging Navy dolphins.
Okay, so we're talking dolphins, the Navy, and insulin resistance. This is already sounding pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin?
Well, Dr. Watson noticed these dolphins were developing insulin resistance,
Mm-hmm.
which is strange because their diet is basically all fish, no carbs.
Yeah.
It really made her question what we think we know about saturated fats and their role in metabolic health.
So the dolphins are thriving on a high-fat diet,
Right.
and yet they're developing a condition we typically associate with too much sugar.
Yeah.
That's a real head-scratcher.
Exactly. And this is where the evolutionary perspective comes in.
Okay.
Dr. Watson suggests that dolphins might have actually evolved to have insulin resistance.
Hold on. Are you saying insulin resistance could be an evolutionary advantage?
It seems that way.
Wow.
Millions of years ago, dolphins' ancestors returned to the ocean,
Okay.
shifting from a diverse diet to a high-fat, low-carb lifestyle.
Right.
Insulin resistance may have helped them survive in this new environment,
Okay.
ensuring their brains had enough glucose, even with limited carbs.
Wow. So it's like their bodies adapted to make the most of the available fuel.
Right.
But how does this relate to humans?
Yeah.
We haven't exactly been living in the ocean.
The interesting thing is,
Yeah.
Dr. Watson believes humans may have developed insulin resistance for similar reasons.
Really?
Think back to the Ice Age.
Okay.
Our ancestors were eating mostly meat, very low carb.
Yeah.
Then as the ice melted and agriculture developed, carbs came back into our diet.
But our bodies were still wired for that ancient high-fat world.
That's the idea.
Right.
Our ancient adaptation might be working against us in today's world where carbs are abundant.
Yeah.
It's not just about the sugar we're eating now.
Right.
It's about how our bodies might still be playing catch-up with our dietary shifts.
Okay, so that's the dolphin connection.
Right.
But I'm also curious about this new fatty acid Dr. Watson discovered.
Yeah.
Where does that fit into the story?
This is where it gets really interesting.
Right.
Dr. Watson found that a deficiency in a specific saturated fatty acid called C15 plays a significant role in insulin resistance.
Okay.
It challenges the idea that all saturated fats are bad for us.
Oh, wait, a good saturated fat?
Yeah.
I thought those didn't exist.
Right.
Tell me more about this C15.
Think of C15 like a bodyguard for your cells.
Okay.
It strengthens cell membranes,
Okay.
making them more resilient to damage and inflammation.
Right.
And strong, healthy cell membranes are crucial for insulin to work properly.
So C15 isn't just about what we eat.
Right.
It's about the very structure of our cells. What happens if we don't get enough of it?
Well, that's where cellular fragility syndrome comes in.
Okay.
It's a newly discovered deficiency syndrome linked to low C15 levels.
Okay.
Essentially, without enough C15, our cells become more vulnerable and prone to damage.
Cellular Fragility Syndrome.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit ominous.
Imagine your cells are like tiny houses,
Mm-hmm.
and C15 is the sturdy material that keeps the walls strong and intact.
Okay.
Without enough of it, those walls become weak and susceptible to all sorts of problems.
Okay. I get the analogy, but what kind of problems are we talking about?
Well, one problem is a process called ferroptosis.
Ferroptosis.
You can think of it like cellular rusting.
Okay.
Iron builds up inside the cell, causing damage and inflammation.
Okay.
It's a newly discovered way that cells die,
Got it.
and it's been linked to accelerated aging and various chronic diseases.
Wow. So C15 deficiency can actually impact how our cells age.
Yeah,
That's a pretty big deal.
it is.
Yeah.
And it gets even more complicated when you consider the liver.
Mm.
C15 deficiency can lead to iron overload in the liver,
Mm.
which further contributes to insulin resistance and other metabolic issues.
Great.
It's like a vicious cycle.
So C15 seems to be playing a pretty crucial role in protecting our cells
Yeah.
and keeping our metabolism functioning properly.
Uh-huh.
But you mentioned earlier that low C15 can impact more than just insulin sensitivity.
Right.
What else should we be aware of?
That's right.
Okay.
There's emerging research suggesting that low C15 levels might also be linked to problems with sleep,
Okay.
mood, and even chronic pain.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where things get even more interesting.
Okay, I'm officially hooked. Tell me more about this connection between C15 and these other aspects of our health?
Well, it turns out that C15 is involved in producing a molecule that acts a lot like cannabis in our bodies.
Hold on, our bodies make something similar to cannabis.
It is.
That's wild.
And this molecule called pentadecanoic, or PDC, might explain some of the mood and pain-related benefits people are experiencing when they increase their C15 intake.
Okay, now I definitely need to hear more about this. But first, let's talk about where we can even get more of this C15.
Okay.
What are the best sources?
You might be surprised to hear that one of the primary sources of C15 in Western diets is full-fat dairy products.
Okay.
Things like butter, cheese, and whole milk.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me the foods we've been told to avoid for decades might actually be good for us?
It is.
This is a serious paradigm shift.
And it gets even more intriguing.
Okay.
Grass-fed dairy and cheese from high-altitude regions contain even higher levels of C15.
So not all dairy is created equal? That's fascinating. Are there any other sources of C15?
Yes, you can also find C15 in fatty fish.
Oh.
Especially the skin and heads, which are often discarded.
Got it.
Grass-fed beef and lamb also provide some C15.
Okay, that's good to know. But for our listeners who are thinking, I need to get my C15 levels checked right now, what are their options?
There are a couple of ways to go about it. You can ask your doctor for a fatty acid panel. Just make sure it includes C15 specifically.
Right.
Or there are convenient at-home blood spot tests available from companies like GUA Diagnostics. Once you know your C15 levels, you can make informed choices about your diet and whether supplementation might be right for you.
All right, before we move on, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned so far.
Okay.
It's a lot to take in.
Absolutely. We've discovered that insulin resistance might not be solely about sugar and carbs.
Yeah.
A deficiency in C15, a beneficial saturated fat, could be a major contributing factor.
Okay.
And this deficiency might affect not only our metabolism, but also our sleep mood and even our experience of pain.
Wow, this is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So could optimizing our C15 levels be the key to better health and longevity?
Well, consider the Sardinians.
Okay.
They're known for their incredible longevity and have remarkably high C15 levels even as they age.
Okay, so there's definitely something interesting going on there.
Right.
I'm curious to hear more about the Sardinian connection.
Let's dive into that.
Okay.
Right after a quick break.
Thank you for tuning in to the Deep Dive Podcast. Hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Please check out the description for details on how we created this podcast and to support our sponsors. Like, comment, and subscribe to stay in touch.
All right, so before we were talking about the Sardinians and their remarkably high C15 levels.
Right.
What's their secret?
Well...
Is it something in the water?
Well, their water's probably pretty great.
Okay.
But the real secret might lie in their diet.
Okay.
Specifically, their love of cheese.
Cheese? Okay. Now we're talking. Tell me more.
Sardinians consume a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
Particularly a type called pecorino made from sheep's milk.
Okay.
Remember we discussed how grass-fed dairy has higher C15 levels?
Yeah, and cheese from high-altitude regions has even more, right?
Exactly. And guess what? Sheep in Sardinia graze on high-altitude pastures.
Oh, wow.
So they're getting this amazing combination of factors that boost the C15 content in their cheese.
So they're getting a consistent high dose of C15 from a natural source.
Right.
Could this be why they're living such long, healthy lives? I mean, they have famously low rates of heart disease.
It's certainly a compelling possibility. Research actually shows that people with C15 levels between 0.4 and 0.6% have the lowest risk of developing heart disease.
Wow, that's really interesting. It seems like we've been so focused on avoiding certain fats that we might missed out on some of the good ones.
It highlights the importance of looking at the whole picture rather than demonizing entire food groups. We've seen how C15 strengthens those cellular walls, protects against that rusting process we talked about, and plays a role in everything from insulin sensitivity to sleep and even mood regulation.
It really is a remarkable fatty acid. But for those of us who can't exactly pack our bags and move to Sardinia to live on a pecorino-rich diet, what are our options?
Well, besides incorporating more C15-rich foods into your diet, there's also the option of supplementation, which brings us back to fatty 15.
Right, the pure C15 supplement developed by Dr. Watson. Didn't you mention earlier that it was originally created for those Navy dolphins we were talking about?
That's right. The Navy was having trouble finding fish with enough C15 to meet the dolphins' needs, so they worked with Dr. Watson to develop a supplement. It was only later they realized it could benefit humans, too.
So it's been rigorously tested and proven to be safe and effective for both dolphins and humans.
Absolutely. They conducted extensive research on fatty 15, showing positive effects on cell health, metabolism, and more.
And it's suitable for vegans, right?
Yes, fatty 15 is a plant-based, pure C15 supplement, making it accessible for anyone, regardless of their dietary preferences.
That's fantastic. You mentioned earlier that customer feedback has been really positive. What are people saying about their experience with fatty 15?
Well, many people report feeling better overall, sleeping better, having more energy, even experiencing less pain. Some have seen improvements in their blood work too, with better liver function and cholesterol levels.
It's amazing how something as simple as increasing your intake of a specific fatty acid can have such a widespread impact.
It really speaks to how interconnected our bodily systems are. Remember, C15 is an essential fatty acid. Our bodies need it, but we can't make enough of it on our own. So it makes sense that addressing a deficiency could have such positive ripple effects.
It's like filling a nutritional gap that many of us didn't even know we had. As always, we encourage our listeners to chat with their doctor before making any major changes to their diet or supplement routine. But it's safe to say that this deep dive into C15 has really opened my eyes to a new way of thinking about saturated fats and metabolic health.
It certainly has challenged some long-held assumptions, hasn't it?
It has. It seems like C15 could be a missing piece of the puzzle when it comes to insulin resistance, and optimizing our levels could have far-reaching benefits for our overall well-being.
It's a reminder that there's always something new to learn, and that sometimes the most unexpected sources like dolphins can lead us to groundbreaking discoveries.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap things up, you mentioned earlier that there's another piece to the C15 story, something about a metabolite that acts like cannabis in our bodies. Is that something we can delve into now?
Absolutely. It's a fascinating part of the research, and it might help explain why some people are experiencing those mood and pain-related benefits we discussed earlier.
Okay, let's explore that further. All right, so before we were talking about this C15 metabolite that acts like cannabis in our bodies.
Right. I have to admit, I'm really curious about this.
It's pretty fascinating stuff. This metabolite is called pentadecylcarnitine,
Okay.
or PDC for short. Dr. Watson's research showed that PDC activates the same receptors in our bodies that cannabis does.
Okay, I'm going to need you to break that down for me. What does that mean in simpler terms?
Well, these receptors, called cannabinoid receptors, are a part of our endocannabinoid system. Think of it like a vast communication network that helps regulate all sorts of things in our bodies, from our mood and sleep to how we experience pain and inflammation.
So by increasing our C15 levels, we're essentially boosting our body's natural cannabis-like activity.
Exactly. It's like giving our endocannabinoid system a little extra support.
That's incredible. If our bodies already make this cannabis-like substance, why do we need to worry about getting more C15?
Well, remember how we talked about many people being deficient in C15 because of modern diets?
Right.
If we're not getting enough C15, our bodies can't produce enough of this PDC to fully activate those cannabinoid receptors. So it's like our internal cannabis system is running low on fuel.
That's a great analogy. And just like filling up your car's gas tank, supplementing with C15 could help replenish that fuel and get everything running smoothly again.
This is seriously revolutionary stuff. It really expands our understanding of what C15 can do, going way beyond just metabolic health.
It does. We're just scratching the surface when it comes to understanding the full potential of C15 and its impact on human health.
It makes you wonder what other amazing discoveries are out there just waiting to be found. For our listeners who want to dive deeper into the world of C15, what resources would you recommend?
The Fatty 15 website is a great place to start. They have tons of information about the research, customer stories, and details about the supplement.
Well, I have to say, this deep dive has completely changed my perspective on saturated fats. Who knew there was a beneficial one hiding in plain sight all along?
It just goes to show that we should always be open to questioning conventional wisdom and exploring new possibilities. Sometimes the most unexpected discoveries can lead to the biggest breakthroughs.
I couldn't agree more. This has been a fascinating deep dive into the world of C15 and insulin resistance. I hope our listeners found it as eye-opening and informative as I did.
Me too. It's been a pleasure diving into this with you.
Likewise, and to our listeners, thanks for joining us on this incredible journey of discovery. We encourage you to keep exploring this topic and share your own experiences and insights. Remember, there's always something new to learn, especially when it comes to our health. Until next time, keep diving deep.